The views expressed on the Making It Matter podcast are that of Gunnar, Esiason, Julia Ray, and guests, and not necessarily those of the Boomer Esiason Foundation. Nothing in the Making It Matter podcast should be considered medical advice. Such advice can only be given by a physician who is experienced with cystic fibrosis. The Boomer Esiason Foundation, Gunnar Esiason, Julia Ray, and guests cannot be held responsible for any damage which may result from using the information on this podcast without the permission of your medical doctor. You're listening to the Making It Matter podcast with Gunnar Esiason and Julia Ray, presented by the Boomer Esiason Foundation and GunnarEsiason.com.
Hey there, it's Gunnar Esiason. Thanks for joining Julia and I for episode 14 of the Making It Matter podcast series.
Hi, everyone. Making It Matter is a weekly podcast highlighting the challenges that people with CF face and the people who face them. Presented by the Boomer Esiason Foundation and GunnarEsiason.com.
Since Julie and I both have cystic fibrosis, we're remaining compliant with the National Cystic Fibrosis Guidelines regarding patient interaction and cross-infection by recording via Skype. This podcast was made possible by Novartis and Vertex Pharmaceuticals. So Julia's back. We're back together. Our week off is behind us now, unfortunately. It was a nice week off, but we're back here. We have a lot to cover. So first, let's jump right into it. Julia, you ran the marathon, what is it, almost 10 days ago now?
Yes.
Can you believe it?
Actually, I can't. It was actually the first time in my life that I walked around the few days after wanting people to know that I ran a marathon, probably because of the way I was walking. But, I found myself wanting to secretly, shout on the sidewalk, I ran the marathon. Because I felt like it was a really big deal.
No, it is a big deal. It certainly is. Definitely something to be very proud of. What was your favorite part? And you can't say finishing because that's
no
everybody's favorite part.
Actually, finishing wasn't my favorite part, probably because my time was so bad. But I finished, so that's good. But I have to say the camaraderie that I felt in the city, not just with the 49,999 other runners, but from the people cheering us on. There is really nothing quite like running with 2 million people calling your name and giving you high fives. It's exhilarating. I mean, I asked people to add songs to a playlist for me, and I literally listened to 4 songs because I just kept going with the cheers. That was what was sustaining me throughout.
Oh, wow. That's pretty cool. Yeah, that's definitely Marathon Day in New York is really, really unique. It's, I mean, there's no other day. I mean, maybe the Macy's parade,
right?
The Macy's Thanksgiving parade, just kind of like that, I guess. But that is a really cool thing for the city of New York and for people who experience it, whether they're running it or whether they're partying on the side of the road.
I know. on First Ave when you're running, and I got the last 10 miles. And everyone's cheering your name. They all have beers in their hands, and all I wanted was a beer at that point. I was like, "Can I just take one for the road?"
Yeah. No, I can imagine. We come over the 59th Street Bridge. It's gonna be a pretty cool feeling.
Yeah, it was great.
And then, a crazy person, you the next day you went to Europe.
Yes, I thought recovery would be getting stiff on an airplane. So I managed to do pretty well on the flight, actually. So recovery wasn't too bad from the marathon. And I was going to Europe, actually, to visit the big children's hospital in Rotterdam in the Netherlands. Ah. And I got to talk to their CF team about their care and we kind of compared notes on how different countries do it.
That's pretty cool. I had a similar experience when I went to Norway for it's got to be at least 5 years ago now. I met a bunch of people who are involved in the CF care in Norway and stuff like that, and seeing how different countries treat their patients is a really eye-opening thing, I think.
Yes, for sure. The infection control there is actually way more advanced than we are here. As far as their level of commitment to infection control. Even from the way the hospital operates. They actually have a separate waiting room lounge for CF patients.
Oh, wow.
And obviously only one CF patient per, there's only one CF patient in there during that time. And they sterilize it between patients.
Well, you would hope.
Which is, yeah. And it's actually a really cool space for the CF patients. Like, they can change the lighting according to their mood, and there's games for them, and it's really, really nice and special for them. And then also just people gown and glove if they're visiting, like, you gown and glove to go in and visit, and there's just a different level, I think, an expectation of infection control there. But I did find it interesting they don't use the vest.
So why don't they use the vest?
I actually talked to one of their researchers about it, and according to them, they don't view it as an essential part of airway clearance. They use the flutter and different techniques. They don't even do manual chest PT.
That's crazy.
Right? So crazy to me.
Okay. Well, we can't recommend that for our listeners.
Yeah,
They have to clarify that with your doctor. But so I just want to say that. But that is a crazy. That is like a crazy way of looking at things. I think the vest is essential. You know,
I do too. They think it's crazy that we do the vest and nebulizers at the same time. That's what they couldn't get over.
That is a wild thing.
Yeah.
Wow. The crazy people of the Netherlands.
I know.
You never would have guessed the Netherlands would be going off on a limb like that. Wow. I'll let that one sink in for a moment.
I know, because the vest has been such an integral part of my life since, when I was 6, it came out. Became available.
Oh, you started using it then? I hated it when I was a kid. I absolutely hated the vest.
I used to pass out. I used to be like.
Really? Like you?
It was like nap time for me.
Oh,
yeah.
Wow. I think my parents tried to get me to do the vest when I was young, for sure. And then I think by the time I was in high school, like not like early high school, probably junior year of high school is when I really started to like it.
Oh wow, no. And I took advantage of the timer. Like, if I wanted to watch TV extra or do a video game for longer, I'd just turn the time back, and my mom would be like, "I'm pretty sure you were on it for 30 minutes," and I'd go, "No, definitely not."
Oh wow.
The timer says I still have time left.
Oh, that's right, because you and your brother were only allowed to play video games.
So we found ways around it.
Yeah, that's very, very clearly sort of altering the reason it's being used.
Yeah.
Well, that's interesting. Oh, I never would have thought about that. So you were over in the Netherlands. I actually was at Johns Hopkins this past week, and I was doing a CF Family Day there. That was pretty cool. Johns Hopkins, that medical center is that is a top-notch place. That place is that sets a new standard for any American hospital I've ever been in. That place was crazy. It was awesome.
Really?
Yeah, it was I mean, you walk in that place and you're in a whole new world. That's what I felt like. Everything just talks to you and it's automated. Like, the whole thing is just automated. It's like right out of the future. The hospital out of the future. But the CF Family Day was cool. I usually do a couple of those every year. And that was that was a pretty cool experience.
Very cool. Did you get any questions or anything from the
Yes, I got plenty of questions. As soon as you tell people that you have a feeding tube, that's everyone loves to know about a feeding tube. Yeah, exactly. It's there's such a stigma attached to it, So people just love to hear about all the weird, crazy stuff I've done with a feeding tube over the years, both good and bad. I don't abuse my feeding tube, just to put that out there. But I like doing the CF Family Days. They're a lot of fun to go to, and I always look forward to them. I mean, I can't get over how cool the hospital was. I mean, it was they must be getting money from everywhere for this place. I mean, it is it's on another level.
I've never heard someone so excited to talk about a hospital.
When I got there, after I left, actually, I called my dad and I was like, "Dad, have you seen this place?" And he's like, "Yeah, I've been there before." And I was like, "This place is crazy." So now, it was cool. It was fun. Unfortunately, I was not in Europe like you were, as much as I would have liked to have been doing that.
Yes. Well, it was a lot of fun. I also got to perform on the closed circuit TV for the kids,
Ugh.
which is so nice. Although I did have a translator because I don't speak Dutch.
Oh,
But
you don't?
no, I know that's so shocking to all of you listening, but it was so much fun, and I got to meet some of the patients there, and um, it was just cool to see their studio, and they've had that studio. They actually were very progressive in the closed circuit TV realm of things, and they've had that for so much longer than I've ever known it existing in U.S. hospitals. So that was cool, and it's such an asset for kids like CF patients because when you can't leave the hospital room, this closed circuit TV acts as like, you'd like it. They have like Jeopardy nights and you can call in from your hospital room.
Oh, because I would like Jeopardy.
Yeah.
I do love Jeopardy. That's a new thing. I didn't like that as a kid. But no, that does sound cool. And we live such different lives. Like you're over in Europe, traveling Europe and doing all this crazy stuff. I'm going to play paintball with my friends this weekend. Like that's like on one end of the spectrum versus the other.
Yes. I was wearing a beret in Paris.
Yeah, I plan to be covered on paint on Saturday. Well, hopefully covering my friends in paint. I don't want to be covered in too much paint myself.
Yes. You can update us on who wins next week.
Yes, who wins paintball with Gunnar Esiason.
Yeah.
Man, that's gonna hurt so bad. I actually here's like a fun little tidbit. Since I have a feeding tube, right, and we're going paintballing, I have to sort of figure out a way to cover the feeding tube so that when I get shot, it doesn't hurt.
Yeah. Huh.
There's like your CF crazy tidbit for the day. So thank God I thought of this because, I mean, I've obviously played paintball before. I played when I was younger. It's definitely like a kid thing to do. I don't know why. We must be feeling nostalgic or something.
Yeah.
But I thought about it, and I remember playing when I was younger, and it does hurt. I mean, there's no way around it. And we're actually going to Pennsylvania too. So
yeah,
exactly. We're going to Pennsylvania to play. For some reason, we're taking a 2.5-hour car ride on Saturday to play in Pennsylvania. That's how crazy we are. But yeah, so I have to somehow cover my stomach so that if I can just like see myself getting shot and then the whole thing just exploding and then a disaster strike. So I have to figure out a way to cover it. I think I might just go buy a pad at like sporting goods store or something.
Yeah, like wrap it up real nice.
So that'll be. We'll come back next week and I'll let you know what I did for that. Because I'm gonna have to imagine so many people with CF and feeding tubes played paintball, right? So no, yeah,
well, now I'm fascinated. I would like to know how it ends.
Do you want to come paintballing?
Yeah, we could keep a safe 10-foot distance outside.
We can be on opposite teams.
Actually, that would be the perfect activity.
That's a safe 10-foot distance outside. It'd be the perfect setting.
Yeah, and we'd have masks on.
And probably gloves. We could have a third party load the paintballs. Yeah, that would be. Well, if you want to come with us in a safe manner, you can. But you might be the only girl.
Be hilarious. I don't mind.
Okay.
That'd be hilarious. There we go.
All right. Well, that's my weekend plan. Anyways, but back to some more.
Possibly mine.
Yeah, possibly your weekend plan too. If you can get over your jet lag. Okay, so a little more serious here. Let's go into the Making It Matter segment. This week's Making It Matter, really, really cool story. Ethan, who is 13 years old, had the opportunity to get on stage and sing 2 songs with Luke Bryan this past week. That is a really awesome thing for a kid to live his dream like that. And he not only did he get there and sing with Luke Bryan, but he killed the performance. Like he looked like he knew what he was doing, and I mean, talk about living your dream, right? You've seen the video.
I love this story. Like, there's just not much you can combine more than I would love. I mean, Luke Bryan, first of all, and singing and performing and a kid with CF living out his dream. That's the best story ever. And he kills it. He's not nervous at all. It's ridiculous.
Oh, no. I love when bands do this. When they pull someone on, like some kid on stage, and the kid just like out of nowhere becomes like a rock star. Like not only that, but the kid sings too, and he sings well. Like he sings really well.
Totally. He was a rock star in that moment for sure.
Yeah. If you haven't seen the video, click the link, please, because it is really cool to see like the joy in his face and how much the moment obviously means to him. I mean, we've all had those moments where we think back and we're like, wow, that was a really cool thing that I did. For him will be that in like 30 years, he's going to be like, oh, wow, I sang on the stage with Luke Bryant when I was 13 years old. That's an awesome thing.
Yeah, so cool. And he slayed. He killed it.
Oh, yeah. I mean, total natural. Really, really good. Like, far better than I could ever do.
Well.
That's not saying too much. I know. My one stage moment in 8th grade when I was raw from The Sound of Music. Singing 16 going on 17.
We've mentioned that before. Where's that video, Gun?
The video is never coming to light. That video has died a long, long time ago.
Burned it. Well, Ethan, you're a rock star. I'm sure we'll be hearing more from you in the future. Perhaps songs are done. Yes.
Oh, I hope so. I mean,
yeah.
He set the expectations for himself really high with that video.
Yeah.
So I mean, Ethan,
where do you go from an arena?
Yeah, I know. So Ethan, good luck with music career, man. And also awesome job, obviously bringing CF to the light again. Nothing better than that. So awesome, great job, Ethan. We're your biggest fans at this moment, and please don't forget where you came from. Remember, it all started here, and the sky's the limit, really.
Yeah.
But okay, so that's all the time we have for today. Thanks for tuning in for the 14th episode of Making It Matter. Remember, you can follow along with our weekly podcast via my YouTube channel, GunnarEsiason.com or JuliaRay.com, if Julia decides to ever put one of the podcasts on her website.
I want to be on there.
Well, one of these days.
I'll link.
And remember, now you can subscribe to us on iTunes. And if you do subscribe to us on iTunes, you get early access to the podcast if you're that big of a fan. I know there's a few of you out there, so definitely do subscribe. And when you do subscribe, give us a good rating, a good review, please, because that'll help our iTunes cause out. I don't know how that works, but that's what I was told to say, because hopefully for other people who do podcasts, because apparently that's the way that works.
That's what matters. Yes.
Exactly.
Well, I took a little Instagram hiatus with my European adventures, but I'll be back on the Making It Matter Instagram.
That was your chance to make the Instagram explode.
Cool.
Yes, exactly.
Oh,
it's called
sorry.
It's called culture.
Oops. I missed that opportunity. All right, well, I'll make up for it. Promise.
Okay, so we also have an Instagram that you can follow. The Instagram handle is
at @makingitmatter_CF.
Pretty unique. Go find it.
Go follow it.
Go follow us. And then, obviously, if you want to see us podcast something specific, and which a lot of you have, and we're getting to them, definitely send us an email. You can send an email to me at gunnersblog@esiason.org, or send an email to Julia, which is
JuliaRay at JuliaRay.com.
Thank you. Or you can send either of us a message on Facebook. We definitely like talking to everyone out there. It's probably one of the more rewarding parts of this whole thing. But for that, this is Gunnar Esiason and Julia Ray signing off.
Bye, everyone.